you're anything like me, last night you stayed up really late till like 1 in the morning watching something on your phone and you've lost track of time, or you attempted to study and didn't really actually learn anything or get any new information. Next morning during school, you failed your test and, didn't do really well. I can try to help you learn from your mistakes and know what to do next time you take a test. Learning how to study and not doing enough to get good grades relates to every student, and almost every person can improve in the way they study. Getting good grades may seem difficult, but it can be reality when you know how to study properly and teach yourself much better. Some things, even unrelated to school, can still affect your grades too, like your sleeping habits. A person who is deprived of sleep has a harder time focusing on new material and being presented, according to Penn State University. Dr. Keith Wilmore stated that cognitive functions, things that help you learn, feel, and think, and etc., are worsened due to sleep deprivation. Overall, without proper sleep, memory and the ability to concentrate are severely affected. Your stress level can also really affect your grades. And most of the time it is negative, though. It can be seen as positive because it can be a motivator to get things done that you're worried about. But most of the time, like I said, it is negative. The 2010 American College Health Association National College Health Assessment stated that more than 25% of students say that stress lowered their grades or ability to finish a course. To summarize, stress can affect our decision making, cause us to ignore cues, lower productivity, increase the chances of us making mistakes, and interfere with our personal information. Proper eating and your health can also impact the way you study or your grades. Eating healthy, nutritious meals can positively affect your grades, but the most important meal of the day is breakfast. If you eat a good breakfast, it can set the tone for your day. It can also negatively affect your grades. It can cause you to lose focus throughout the day by not eating, or make you have less energy, making it harder to fully absorb new material. According to the Chicago Tribune, on behalf of the American School Health Association, how much you eat is linked to how well you do in school. Now that I've talked about how your sleeping or eating habits can affect your grades, I'll now talk about some study tips. There are some tips that can help you improve your grades without the extra work. I'm sure you've all heard that chewing minty gum or eating a peppermint can improve your focus and concentration levels. If you want to get an extra boost or something, you can also chew gum during a test. Studying with music can be helpful too, but you have to make sure that it won't distract you while you're studying. So you can study with unfamiliar music. It can boost your productivity. Slowly ingesting caffeine throughout while you're studying can give you continual energy, and so you don't get tired. But you have to make sure you don't drink all your coffee at once, because it'll just give you a boost of energy and then you'll have a crash in the middle of your studying. Exercise can improve your memory and brain power. If you have the chance, usually studying 20 minutes before a test can really improve your grades. But I know that'll probably be difficult during school. You can also reward yourself while you're studying, or to study, but this can be risky because you have to make sure you don't take your reward before even actually doing any work. Now I've talked about some tips. I'm going to talk about some physical ways studying can help you prepare for a test, like flashcards. Flashcards, they look like this. They have a blank side and a side where you write stuff, when you side with lines. And flashcards give you a confidence-based repetition. Confidence-based repetition is a flashcard repetition algorithm, and this term was coined by BrainScope. They're very beneficial and effective. Some flashcards that can be helpful are adaptive learning flashcards. These are normally found on websites. This helps you know the information before you move on. They're very helpful and easy to use. You can use charts and graphs as well, or any visual aid. It can be really good for you while studying, and it can keep you kind of focused on the topic and a little bit interested. But you have to make sure that you know that the information a little better before you look at charts and graphs, because it can confuse you and make it harder to understand the information. Study groups can also be really helpful. They can give you more material from like your peers and help you understand the information better. It can have a different effect though, because you can be easily distracted by what's going on. So you can avoid that by just staying focused and not choosing maybe like your best friend to study with, maybe just like a friend in the class who can help you easier and make you stay on task. It helps you absorb the material better. Instead of focusing on taking notes from a professor and not really absorbing the material, it can give you like time to actually learn it. It can also help make the lectures your own. Some helpful free websites I use that I'm sure like most of you know is like Quizlet. This is a website where you can like make your own study sets, and they use adaptive learning. You can also use quizzes, which just makes the studying more into a game, and it's a little more fun than just studying on your phone or studying regularly. Now I'll talk about like dealing with it when you get a bad grade, because it's too late to study like after you failed the test. So even though it can depend, you really could just ask your teacher what's going on or like what you got wrong. Like I said, like this can depend whether or not you trust the teacher or like them. So just normally if you ask them what you got wrong, you could help learn from your mistakes, and they rarely, but they may let you redo it. You can also ask for extra credit. Like this is rare too, but it really doesn't hurt to ask. And just doing your work in the class can be really helpful. A lot of time doing your homework and getting good grades can equal out getting a really bad grade. And not doing your work is really bad though, and it can tremendously affect your grade. If you don't trust the teacher, you can really just ask anyone. It doesn't have to be a teacher. Like your parents, siblings, and friends can help, but you have to make sure it's correct information. In conclusion, just studying better can be much simpler if you know good habits, tips, and ways to study, and improving your grad grade could be much easier. I hope this helped you.
Great.